Good afternoon, you guys. Today is Sunday, and I decided to pick up the camera today for the first time in a while. Let's take a step outside. So where have we been? A lot has happened in the last few weeks. Here's Dolly. Look how big she is. Look how big this girl is. Okay, down. You're not supposed to be jumping up here. So, I have not been filming because I just have not been. I know my last video I said that I was in a better state of mind. My mental health was better, and it was. It really was. And then my husband, well, my family and I, especially my husband, suffered a really big loss. A close friend of ours passed away very untimely, very suddenly, and it took some healing to get through that. It took some time for us to really wrap our heads around it, but now we're okay. We are working through it as a family, and we're doing a lot better now. So I was just having a really good Sunday. I've been doing chores. I'm actually home alone right now, which seems to be the main time that I vlog, because there's not so much chaos going on around me. So I'm getting a lot done today. I got dinner going in the crock pot. It's like a sausage potato soup situation. I just threw some scraps out to the cows. Some potato peels, onion peels. What else did they get? Tomatoes. So they're happy right now. The puppies are out here hanging out. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's been a long time, since I've been on YouTube. Like I said, we've just been really trying to wrap our heads around this loss and trying to get back a sense of normalcy, which I think we're doing a pretty good job with. So Britt and Gavin are at wrestling practice. He has a private lesson today. Dawson's at a friend's house, and Quinn spent the night with Grandma last night. Dawson had a football game yesterday. He did great. He scored a touchdown, and he got lots of tackles. He even got a sack or two. So that was great. Really proud of him. He's really killing it this season. I haven't been able to make it to any of Gavin's games yet because they're on Thursdays, and that's when Dolly and I are at puppy training. So this week, Gavin has a game on Thursday, but next week it's on a Wednesday, so I'll definitely be able to go. I feel so bad for missing it. He's playing on the middle school team this year, which is a big deal. So I'm looking forward to catching some of his games one of these days. I know I had a couple people reach out and ask me for a plant update. I have all kinds of things growing right now, so I'll take you around and show you some of those. So this right here was a dumpster plant. It's a honeysuckle plant. It's doing phenomenally. This big guy here is actually a wildflower. I bought a 1-pound bag of wildflowers last spring, and I planted several here and most of them out there, which I'll take you guys out there and show you those as well. I don't know what these are called, but they're very viney and full, and these will open up later today when the sun, well, you'll see here, they're starting to open here because the sun's actually hitting them. So my house faces the west, so the back of the house gets the sun in the morning. Yes, that's right. And then the front of the house gets sun in the afternoon. So this is another wildflower plant here. Flowers are getting ready to bloom. As you can see there, it's wrapped itself around the porch, which is so cute. This rose bush here was a dumpster plant. It's got some really pretty roses, some that are getting ready to bloom, so those will be pretty. This geranium was a dumpster plant. I have this vine that comes back every year and it's wrapped itself around my wheelbarrow here. That's a weed. I have not had time to weed lately. This geranium was a dumpster plant. Big weed. These were hollyhocks. You can see one here. They get so heavy they fall over. But here's one here. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. I think I need to bury them deeper. This is getting ready to bloom. This is a climbing clematis. I actually started this off of my great-grandmother's plant that she had at her house. I started it 3 years ago, and look how big it is. It's monstrous. Now, when this thing blooms, you will be able to smell it from any point on our property. It will smell so amazing. There's my little wagon is doing good. Look at all the weeds. I just haven't had time. I just really haven't. This was a dumpster plant here, another rose bush. I think this one's yellow. Weed. This right here, this big guy, I'm pretty sure is a grapevine. It does not ever grow grapes, but I let it grow just because it's pretty. It's not pretty right now, but it was pretty. This is just ground cover here. This is a rose plant from the dumpster. This is another honeysuckle. This is a rose plant that I had already had. This guy came out of the dumpster. It's not looking so great now, but it was looking very full and beautiful. This came out of the dumpster. It's looking okay. Here are my, yeah, these are dying too. It's almost that time. We're in Indiana and we're now in August. So we're closing in on fall here, so everything's just kind of drying up. I do have some hen and chicks here that I'll dig out before I get rid of this hanger, and I'll probably put these around one of the trees up front. My tomatoes, I've kind of given up on them. As you can see, the cows have been eating more than we've been eating, which is fine. They really enjoy them. They're a good treat for them. There's another plant from the dumpster. If this is your first time hearing about my dumpster plants, I work relatively closely to a Sam's Club, and they threw away tons and tons and tons of plants towards the beginning of summer, and I salvaged as many as I could. This was one of them. It's actually, some of these tomato plants came out of their dumpster as well. See, this one I think can be thrown away. Well, yeah. This one still has a few good ones growing. This I got several cucumbers off this plant this year. It's definitely done. I'm gonna toss this. I had a tomato plant is growing in here for some reason. I don't know how or why. Look, it's got some buds on it. So yeah, I just did not have the time to give these guys this year. Maybe next year. I am planning on putting a garden in the ground next year. If I can get my husband to help me out with that, that would be great. This is a cherry tree that I also got out of the dumpster. It's not doing too great. I'm hoping that it will come back next year. I did have some, see, these earlier in the summer had big green leaves on them. I'm thinking it's gonna be okay. We'll just have to see. These bad boys here are canna lilies. Look how big and beautiful they are. They grow out of bulbs. I had somebody at work give me a few bulbs, and they did great this year. Everything's just kind of a mess, to be honest. It got away from me. Let's be real. It totally did, but I don't mind. The bees don't mind if there are weeds. They're still going to pollinate and do their thing, so I'm cool with it. Dolly has pretty much ruined these plants for the summer. She likes to lay in them, walk in them, bite them. They'll come back though. We got a quinchou here. I did plant some dumpster roses over here. Right there, right there. They'll do better next year. I think these are trees. They are pretty looking foliage, but I'm gonna cut them down this fall. So yeah, I don't know if I showed you guys that we got this border from Lowe's. Look how pretty it is. It looks like it's concrete. It's not. It's actually rubber. It was so easy to install. I love it, love it. It keeps my mulch in its place. Let's check out the wildflowers. We call these Quinn's flowers because she helped me plant them in the spring, and they just keep blooming and blooming and blooming. Look how gorgeous. God. And the bees have been loving them. Oh, look at this one. Look how pretty that is. There's another one of those vines. Ooh, look. Oh, look at that. Very pretty. Copper, what'd you find? You didn't pop that, did you? You're gonna be in trouble. Dolly loves to sniff the flowers. Frankie likes to pee on the flowers. What'd you find, Copper? Here's your bowl. Ready? Come here. You guys are crazy. Crazy dog. Look, Frankie nibbles on her and she loves it. Frankie, don't be perverted. Such a funny girl. September too early. No, it's not even September. Is August too early for pumpkin spice? Nah. Dinner for the night. We have a little crock pot soup going here. We have potatoes, we have sausage, we have ground beef, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, like 2 cups of chicken broth, and a bunch of yummy spices. And then over here I have some bread that I get at Walmart, and it is the Cheesecake Factory bread. So we're gonna dip that in our soup, and I think it's gonna be a really good. Looks yummy. I should have put a little bit of bacon in here. It would have made it even better. We'll see.
You are no longer tall. You are Marmaduke.
I just laid down in bed. I'm gonna call it a night. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I will talk to you guys soon.